Well, I guess I'm ready.
I mean, you're a shootist, right?
Yeah.
You're well protected. You can keep us safe while we travel into this back country here, otherwise known as the Undercountry Music News. Okay, Ben, are you familiar with the Undercountry Music News?
Yeah, I'm a little familiar with it. Yeah.
Oh, so you've heard the show before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you won't be shocked. And for those of you just joining us here, for those of you on our talk show formats, because we put it into a few places like on Spreaker and also up on YouTube where we can't play the music from Undercountry Music. So we sort of chop out the news portion and we put it up on Spreaker and also on YouTube in hopes that it'll attract people and lead them back to the larger show. Because otherwise we get like copyright notices and things like that, whether we have permission to play the music or not. But anyway, those of you just joining us in Talk Show Land, I'm hanging out here with Ben Stillwater, a country and western artist from Wisconsin, who also has his own TV show called Giddy Up. Yeah, so say hello to everybody out there in Talk Show Land.
Hello, everybody. This is Ben Stillwater, and what was this about being a shootist now? We got to protect something?
Yeah, well, luckily, Ben packs heat, which is a really good thing because we're about to head into the dangerous territory, otherwise known as the Undercountry Music News. And that every single week, right here on this show, I go onto Google, I type in the search term Country Music News, and whatever comes up on the front page of Google, whatever websites there are, I get on my pony and I just gallop right into those websites and I look to see if they actually have any country music news. Now, Ben, do you know what I often find, Ben, when I gallop into the back country of the news portions of these websites?
Well, it's kind of hard to say, I guess, nowadays, but you could run across probably just about anything.
Yeah, I usually run across almost everything except country music news.
Oh, no, that couldn't be good.
So the purpose of this, because it's so tough to actually get anything besides BS press releases from artists and their management companies and actually get some actual country music news, since it's so scarce that these people will actually report things that are really going on, because they just get the press releases and they stick them in their newsroll and call it news and basically don't do their job. So what I do is I scour all these websites and I find the one or two stories that actually are news and I compile them all into this segment right here. And I report on those who report the country music news.
What do we got for the news today?
Well, we still got the danger part to get to, though. The danger. Yeah, where you got to be looking over your shoulder. You got to have that shotgun cocked, because when I get onto a website that's not doing their job and is not reporting any country music news, and they've got all People magazine type fluff, like Taylor Swift's new line of elastic waistbands, or is it okay? Does Brantley Gilbert really shave his toes? Like stuff like that. I pick one horrible, pathetic website every single week that's not doing their job to be the unlucky recipient of the Undercountry Music News Wet Belch of the Week. And that can make some enemies.
I suppose it could. Yeah, that sounds like it's getting pretty undercover there, all right.
You ever make chili over that fake campfire on that stage of yours?
No, mostly coffee.
Mostly coffee. Okay, well, that's a good lubricant there. For those of you in Talk Show Land, Ben makes fake fire on stage during his shows.
Cowboy campfire.
Cowboy campfire, and he makes cowboy coffee over the fake campfire, and they play a lot of Western music, and it's some cool stuff. And we're going to get you hooked up with Ben here at the end of this news segment. But anyway, you ready to get into it here, Ben?
We're ready.
Okay, over at CMT.com, Some sad news. Trace Adkins' wife has filed for divorce, and that's a drag. They didn't really dig into it a whole lot other than just to say the mere facts that she has filed for divorce. And that one did sort of end up on almost everybody's news roll this week. And as you know, as most people know, Trace has gone back into rehab recently for alcoholism after blowing up on a cruise ship. You heard about some of that stuff?
Yeah, I've heard about some of that. He come off as during some of the Apprentice filming, I think, doing some of that in and out.
Yeah, that's a drag. I mean, apparently there was a Trace Adkins impersonator on this cruise ship singing karaoke, and he'd been drinkering, and he kind of lost his cool with the Adkins impersonator. And you know, I mean, Trace is a big dude, big old dude. I mean, that guy used to work on oil rigs. Can you imagine? You're up there, singing "Swing Bada Bada Swing" and "We Ain't Just Fishing," and then all of a sudden, up walks this freaking mountain of a man, drunk off his a-hole.
Boy, I don't like the way you're singing my song.
I mean, you'd probably get a little nervous there.
Yeah, believe it or not, he's only an inch shorter than I am.
Wait a minute. You're taller than Trace Adkins.
About an inch and a half, actually.
How tall are you, Bill? I'm Ben. What am I saying, Bill? I've been calling you. I don't know why. I've been calling you Bill since we started talking today. I called you Bill on the phone earlier today. I don't know what the heck's going on with me.
It must be you're thinking of Bill Cody or something, one of those Wild West guys.
I must be. So anyway, how tall are you, Ben?
Well, I'm actually 6'7.5", if you want to really cut it down there.
Wow. And I'm assuming you wear boots sometimes.
Oh, I wear boots most all the time unless I'm bedded down somewhere. But yeah, boots and a hat, you know, and I suppose I'm well over 7 foot with boots and a hat on.
Holy cannoli! And do you wear one of them big old Haas hats? You know, like Bonanza Haas?
Well, pretty close. I like a real nice cowboy hat in case it rains. You got some little protection. The rain don't run down the back of your neck, you know.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk about my Bonanza addiction more towards the end of this show, and I'm going to see if you can't guide me through some therapy on that. But anyway, Trace Adkins' wife has filed for divorce, and that sucks. And our prayers are with the Adkins at this time. That's a rough one. All right, on to countryweekly.com. You know what they got at countryweekly.com this week?
Probably the latest thing in country music.
They got absolutely nothing except the undercountry music wet belch of the week.
Oh, no.
You never know when that's going to creep up on you, you know. Ben made me some cowboy chili over that fake campfire, and I packed it in, and so I've got some interesting stuff happening in my gullet right now. So
that's Country Weekly.
That is Country Weekly. Of course, this is from my research that I did last night on them. Of course, if you go there as you're listening to this, odds are you're going to find some great story, and you're going to go, well, why did he give him the belch? There's this awesome story here. He could have brought that. And it's because when you're listening to the show is not necessarily when I recorded the show. So, there's like a couple days difference between this week there's a 1 day difference between when I'm recording it and when the show comes out. So the show comes out every Saturday at midnight, and right now we're recording on a Friday afternoon. So a little peek behind the curtain there. All right, well, now that you've experienced the wet belch, you've lived through the horror and you survived, it's most appropriate that at this time we proceed to tasteofcountry.com. Hello?
Yep, still there.
You're here, yes. I've kind of left you speechless, I guess.
Yeah, well, I was just kind of waiting to see if you had another line to come after that. It seemed like he was going to follow it up. But, so this is the taste of country. Now, what's the difference of the taste of country compared to the latest country news?
Well, tasteofcountry.com in their news section. This week, you can watch Brantley Gilbert jump into the extremely cold waters of the Cumberland River on a dare. And he does it, too. He even does a backflip into the Cumberland River, shouts some expletives as he jumps out because it's just freezing cold. And, well, I mean, you're hanging out from Wisconsin. I'm sure it's like a summer swim to you. But down here, our blood thins out because, it's still kind of icy. We had a particularly cold winter for us here in Tennessee this year. And,
yeah.
Hey, at least he actually did something besides put out lame press releases like most everybody else in country this week. So I do got to give him props for that. He went above and beyond the call of duty to entertain the folks and did a backflip into the Cumberland River just for nothing more than to entertain us.
Well, sounds like he's right on the ball anyway with that. If he'd done that up north, he'd probably have to chop a big hole in that ice. It's about 3 feet thick this year.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough winter this year, and, well, thank God for global warming. Otherwise, it would have been like 20 feet thick.
Yeah, I reckon that's right. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah. So everybody, fire up those aerosol cans. Get outside and let's get summer here.
Speed it up, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
So, what? This is the taste of country. So, what else is the taste of country music at this time?
What else do they have? No, that's pretty much it. Everything else over there sucks this week.
They need to get some shows booked around that area there with them Stillwater, and we'll get a whole lot of news going on there for them.
I'm saying, yeah, we need to fire up them guns of yours, and get you on there with that beautiful duettist that you like to hang out with. What's her name? What's her name over there?
It's Cyndee Jean.
Cyndee Jean. What's she doing these days?
Well, we're down here in Kentucky, and we're going to, like I said, and we're working on we're doing TV show filming. Different segments and stuff, but we're always doing that. So she's over there getting ready for the TV program.
I was wondering if she was going to make it on the show with us today here, and so she's over doing all the dirty work while you're hanging out here, spending worthless, mindless time with the country music news with me.
Yeah, well, we could probably arrange it to get her on the show here. We got a few more minutes. Maybe we get to another section we can get her on the phone.
Maybe in the next segment we'll get her on here for the 1-2 song punch. So, but that comes after the news, though. But anyway, we're gonna travel on to the boot now. Theboot.com. Now, theboot.com gets special props from me this week for featuring two relatively unknown country artists in their news role, like Robert Miranda releasing his debut album, and also Joshua Scott's new album getting highlighted over there. Are you familiar with either of those artists?
I guess I'm not. I might have heard of them, but I'm not familiar with them.
I'm not familiar with them at all, and the fact that they are such a prominent website for country music, bringing up some up-and-comers like that, I just thought that was kind of cool, because I have no idea who either of these two are, but I'm just glad to see someone putting someone in their news role besides the same old faces. So I wanted to give them some good props on that. See, I'm not all about belching and saying that people suck. I give credit when it's due.
Yeah, well, that's what radio guys do, right?
I try, I tried to find, last week my whole show, I counted down the top 20 in country, trying to find something good to say about someone, and it was really tough. I did find a couple good things to say about some people in the top 20. There